Okay, for this one now, we're gonna go ahead and do the forearms of the cat. So what you're gonna do, you had your skin all on, so you're gonna take your skin back off after you got it all back out of the bag. In this case now, we're looking at the forearm right here, okay? Your main goal here today is to get the labels that you're gonna be provided and then pin them on to your forearm here. We're gonna do the extensor muscles, so in this case, I'm gonna be looking at the right paw of the cat here, but I'm looking at these ones that actually open and close the hand, or actually open the hand in this way. These are my extensors. Now, to expose them, the easiest way is take your dissecting probe. You can use the scalpel too, but take that probe and go underneath of that white fascia tissue there. So easiest way, you can kind of see how I take the probe, I go underneath, and that opens it up in that way there to where I can get underneath of all of it. I want to expose the actual muscles underneath. So if on the skinning part you didn't get the paw all the way off, you need to make sure you do that. Now, you can take that there and you can kind of just pull on it and kind of help pull and continue to get all of that fascia tissue off. Now, once you're pulling it off, you can also take your scalpel then and continue to cut any of that extra white film off in that way. Okay, so we want to expose all the muscles that are underneath of all this tissue. So be careful, because what you don't want to do is take the scalpel and actually cut any of the muscle itself. We just want to get this white film or the fascia tissue off so that we can go ahead and do our dissection here. Now be careful on this muscle right here. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm getting that one all the way exposed. There we go, that's going to be your brachioradialis right there. Now, at that point, once you have all of the tissue opened up, you can kind of see how I'm just going through getting all of that tissue off. It's going to start exposing the separate muscle fibers underneath. Okay, so now I can see each one of these ones coming along. Okay, there we go. So again, use the probe the best, really, right? Try to get underneath of the tissue, right, without actually breaking into the muscle itself. Because then, once you do that, you'll start to see where the muscle fibers come apart. And you can see that muscle there, right? You can also see there's another one right here. Use the dissecting probe, and you can see where that muscle is right there. So our job is to get, like I said, underneath that fascia tissue, to get all rid of that. Okay, so if we need to, take the scalpel, continue to cut that off, and expose the entire forearm muscles. So I have one here, I have one right here, okay, and then I have another here. Now, this is going to be the pinky side. This is the thumb side, you could say. So we're going to start with the top one, this one, the brachioradialis, and you're going to start to create labels for these. So I want to separate each one so you can start to see the muscle fibers underneath. So right here, here, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. So as I go through, I want to start separating these ones. Now, you can kind of see now how I can even take my probe, and it'll actually almost go underneath of this one and this one here. So now, once I've done that, right, if it goes right, you can see where that separated the muscle. So what we're doing is we're teasing the muscle apart right here. So there's one, okay, and then here's another. We'll go ahead and do that same thing there and get each one of these muscles completely separated from each other. There's another one there. So I have one there, one here, one here. I have this one here, okay, and this one here. All right. Now, the brachioradialis one right here is on the top of the forearm there, okay, thumb side there. And then, once you have that one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna label each one of these. So you have this one, okay, here, here, and here. So, easiest way to label these now is you're gonna take your dissecting pins, right? On the dissecting pins, oops. One of the easiest ways to do this portion is to take a paper towel roll, okay? And on the paper towel roll, take your pin label, put it right there on top of the paper towel roll, put your pin right on top. That's your brachioradialis right there. we're going to take this one now, okay, and we're going to pin it right into the brachioradialis, so that way I can see that that one's labeled there. Now, once you have that, continue on to the next ones, right in order. Use the pictures or the dissection guide in order to help you figure out which one is which. But you should start in with the brachioradialis and then continue on from there. So we're going to go to the next one, the longest, right here. Let's see. It's going to be that one. Oops. Let me redo that. The longest. Okay. So the lateralis goes right in that order there. Okay, and then on the pinky side is going to be the ulnaris. So on this part of the extensors, right here, the last one there, ulnaris, you're going to have these 5 labels right here. Okay, so make sure, pay attention to these ones here, going from the brachioradialis to the longest, communis, lateralis, ulnaris, ulnaris on the pinky side from there, going in that order. Once you have that, make sure you're zoomed in so you can take a picture of it and then submit that to my Google Classroom.